I move heavy, need a scale. I for success like it's Braille. Brain on Ivy, coulda went to Yale. If you make it rain, I make it hell. Cliche quotes never fail. Focus in the wrong, always yells. If you put in work, you prevail. Only quote I need is keep it real. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map. Watches plain the Lexus factory. Bought a Tesla, need no gasoline. She likes when we go on shopping sprees. Go from Nike straight to Louis V. Money, power, I've been in between. I've been spending money like it's free. Kick it low, I'm really on the scene. Kick it low, the next Bruce Lee. GMT, it cost me 17. I've been on the go since 17. You know how it goes. Yada yada, you know what I mean. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map. I can switch locations on the map. Toss a dart and we go where it's at. Calculate the numbers, see the stats. Win, run it back. No back in the booth for 40 love. Rafa on the clay, I can't be touched. With my fam, I made it out the mud. Pressure made a diamond in the rough. That's why I grind. All life, I shine. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map. Clothes all black, cars all black. Game on tap, game intact. First I scrap, then I stack. Only thing changed is the location on the map.
What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Let's go, man. It's your boy Tay Biz. We are back for another live right here. Remember, do my lives. I don't care if it's one person, two people, 100 people. Don't matter. We getting it in. We getting it in. I am so happy today to do this, man. I was excited to talk about this. I see that, as you all saw in the thumbnail, and you all saw the title, that Judge Ingram has recused herself. There's a new judge that is attached to the case. Shout out to Julie, one of my moms. I appreciate you. Evergen Court. I got the link, and I'm gonna check it out on this live. And also, I got another video of the news reporting this as well. I mean, it's so much going down right now. Okay, it's so much going down in Fulton County. It is so much, like, it's so mixed up and it's so crazy. That it's hard to even grasp hold to a lot of these particular things, man. It's like if it's not one thing, it's another thing. And so the judge, we got the document. We got the document of the judge recusing herself. So we definitely going to get into it. Okay, she says to us, okay, the government. How you doing, Julie? You good? She said, Asante, the government. That's what's up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Look, we're about to go ahead and get it going, but I had to, before we get started, I had to say something real quick. I need to say something real quick because I think, in life, we are just, it's so many things that we want to do in life outside of, our normal jobs and things of that nature. And I was recently on a live on Monday with a couple of my fellas, and we were talking about ambition after struggle, and how a lot of times we lose our ambition when we go through struggles, when we go through things, we lose that drive to want to take risk or take calculated risks because we have to worry about paying our bills. We got to worry about if we're going to have food on the table. We got to worry about all these things that concerns us. But when you have faith and all you need is the size of a mustard seed of faith, you can continue to move forward. You can continue to take those risks and things of that nature. So today I have actually stepped up to take the risk. And so without getting into any details, I have taken a risk that I've been thinking about for a long time, and so I finally did it today, and so I'm happy, I'm relieved, I'm grateful, but I'm pressing forward. I'm moving forward, and so I'm so delighted and so grateful for the opportunity that is presented before me, and so we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it do what it do. So I'm just encouraging people to go ahead and if you have an ambition, if you have a dream, or you have something you want to do, go ahead and do it. Do not hesitate. I mean, you know, some people take risks, some people take calculated risk, a little bit more safer arena of things. I know me, I'm a very calculated dude. I'm a very detail oriented person. And so there are often times where when you're taking the risk and you're doing something, you got to calculate these things. And then there's sometimes where you just got to step out and launch it to the deep, step out on faith. And so we choosing to step out on faith. So let's go ahead and get this party started because we do have Kablowski. All right. We do have the transcript, we have the actual documentation of the Fulton County document of Miss Judge Shakura. I want to say Shakura Ingram. She has recused herself. So let's read this actual motion here. It is right here. It says on July 17th, 9:52 a.m. I mean, this is basically it's basically this more early this morning. All right. And so we're gonna go ahead and read it and we'll go ahead and dissect this a little bit. All right. So it says here in the Superior Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia versus Christian Eppinger et al. Now, who is Christian Eppinger et al? So he is one of the defendants, or he was one of the 18 defendants. You know what I'm saying? And so we are going to unpack. Excuse me, I was a little bit distracted here with this phone here, but we're going to unpack the reason why and how this all got started here. All right. So it says here, order of recusal. It says on or about June 1st, 2023, Christian Eppinger, one of the 18 defendants, was severed from the ongoing YSL RICO trial on the criminal action that was recently transferred to this court by random assignment. So he's a severed defendant. All right. And although there is no severance order in the record, the court was apprised of the circumstances that directly led to Eppinger's severance. So in other words, she was informed. Somebody told her what the deal was, even though she didn't get the order in the record, but it's definitely been informed. She was informed, and it stated that she was able to find out about this severance. More specifically, the deputy assigned to and responsible for the courtroom and personal security of the undersigned for nearly 6 months was arrested. Okay. I got your link, Julie. I got your link. I got you all set up. I got your link. I got it up. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna definitely take a look at it. Shout out to our other mod chill. Appreciate you for coming through. More specifically, the deputy assigned to and responsible for the courtroom, talking about Ingram's courtroom and personal security of the undersigned for nearly 6 months, was arrested. Said deputy, who was still assigned to this court at the time of her arrest, is accused of, number one, colluding with defendant Eppinger during the current trial to commit a felony. Okay, so her security was colluding with the defendant and endangering the safety of citizens within the Fulton County Courthouse. She was accused of two things. Because this court's former assigned deputy could be called as a witness in any future proceedings in this case, the court may be called upon to assess the deputy's credibility, or calling it a character, having a character witness. Everybody hit the like button for me. Character witness, probably, or rule on matters related to her criminal prosecution. Okay. This may undermine, all right, this may undermine the public's confidence in the impartiality of the proceedings. That's a very strong take. That's a very strong take. Now, why is she saying this may undermine the public's confidence in the impartiality of the proceedings? Who else said that before? Judge Glanville, Schlineville, okay? Pituitary Glanville said the same thing in his recusal. He said this may undermine the public's confidence in the impartiality of the proceedings. Why is that? It's because there's so much corruption going on that the fact that I had a deputy who used to be in my courtroom, been colluding with the defendant Eppinger, all right, to commit a felony, endangering the safetiness of citizens within the Fulton County Courthouse, this may undermine the public's confidence in the impartiality of the proceedings. Okay. This might be a bad look. This might be a bad look. While the court does not regard the aforementioned situation as creating any actual bias for or against any party to the case, the court does view this as a matter that could cause a reasonable person to question the court's impartiality and reasonably give rise to the appearance of impropriety, excuse me, should the court remain on this case. So look at what she's saying, though. She's saying, look, even though this is not actually creating bias, right? It doesn't actually creating bias. It just don't look good. Okay. It just don't look good. You know, I mean, look, y'all was holding hands up the street, you and your brother, and y'all don't look alike. And somebody say, oh, y'all look like a great couple. I mean, but in their eyes, it don't look good. She said in the public eye, it don't look good. It look like y'all together. Look like y'all might be kicking it. You got a work wife or a work husband. Y'all might be on some, it don't look good. We just co-workers, we just friends, but it just don't look good. You feel me? So Rule 211 of the Code of Judicial Conduct provides that judges should disqualify themselves in any proceeding in which their impartiality might reasonably be questioned. Commentary 2 to that rule provides that judges should disclose on the record or in open court information that the court believes the parties or their lawyers might consider relevant to the question of disqualification, even if they believe there is no legal basis for disqualification. All right. Thus, after careful consideration, here we go, and consistent with CJC Rule 1.2a, promoting public confidence in the independence and impartiality of the judiciary, and Rule 211a, requiring disqualification when the public might reasonably question a judge's impartiality, the undersigned hereby recuses herself from this criminal action. The clerk of court is directed to reassign this criminal action to another judge, so ordered, to say today, 17th of July, under one, the Honorable Shakura Ingram, Superior Court of Fulton County, Atlanta Judicial Circuit. It is so filed and it is so ordered. So here it is. She has decided to recuse herself because she got somebody that's been involved with somebody. All right. So we're going to go ahead and look at who this deputy is. All right. Who is this deputy? Who is this? Who Hoppo? Who this woman? Who this woman, Hoppo? All right. So here it is. We have an article here from the Atlanta Journal Constitution. It says here that new Young Thug judge steps down or steps aside due to ex-deputy's romance with co-defendant. Paige Reese Whitaker is assigned to racketeering case. All right. So this was the former judge here, Miss Ingram. And it says here that 2 days after she was assigned to take over the trial of Young Thug and his alleged associates, Fulton County Judge Shakur Ingram recused herself. Judge Whitaker has been assigned to handle this case now. Whitaker is a former Fulton County prosecutor. Yep, who also worked at the state attorney's general office. She has been a judge in Fulton County since 2017. This is her right here, Miss Whitaker. All right, this is her right here. She's taking over the case. She's going to review the case. Ingram said because her courthouse deputy had a romantic relationship with co-defendant in the case, Christian Eppinger, it could create an appearance of impropriety. She used an order on Wednesday recusing herself and asking that the case be reassigned. Ingram was randomly assigned to take the helm of the 19-month-old racketeering and gang case after Judge Glanville was removed. Now, 19 months is a very long time for this case. It makes absolutely no sense. It's almost 2 years in. All right. The very first documented racketeering case or RICO case back in 1980 was a guy named Frank Thierry, who was a mobster, or he was a boss in the Genovese family. And the first documented case. It was in November of 1980. He was sentenced in January of 1981. Okay. The case don't need to be that long when you have actually prepared yourself for the case. The reason why it's taking 19 months long is because you don't have enough evidence. And if you had enough evidence, it wouldn't last you this. It wouldn't take this long for you to find out or present evidence to the jury. This is a gang related case that you're trying to turn into RICO, and you got to prove that it's RICO when it's really gang related. You should just stick with the gang related charges, but no, you want to make it into a criminal organization case, and you don't have enough evidence, so you need more time. You need to put some other things into admission of evidence while the trial is going on, because you are not well prepared. It says here in her order, Ingram said the former deputy was assigned to and responsible for the courtroom and personal security, and for her for nearly 6 months. The deputy was still assigned to Ingram when investigators discovered her relationship with Eppinger. She was arrested and released on a $70,000 bond. $70,000 bond. Ingram does not name the deputy in her order, but she has been identified in the other court documents as Akiba Stanley. Akiba Stanley. Who is Akiba Stanley? Who is she? Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and show you who she is. Who she is? Who is she? That's her right there. That's her right there. Fulton County Deputy Akiba Stanley arrested for trying to smuggle contraband to defend that in YSL trial. That's her right there. So the judge doesn't mention her by name in the recusal order, but she has been identified as Akiba Stanley. All right, now let's go into a little bit of information about this young lady. I got a link from Julie. Shout out to Julie. I appreciate you. One of our mods here sent the link real quick, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this link, and we're going to go ahead and look at what's going on with the link, with the woman. Okay, here we go.
Representing Rayonda Wynn.
Georgia law, when it comes to service, prohibits a party to the action from serving the other party. So even though she's law enforcement, she knows that she can't actually be the one to serve the other party. In this case, this particular officer was involved in a romantic relationship with an inmate, which is completely inappropriate, and took it even further to begin to harass my client on the basis of this unethical relationship.
A lot has been happening with detention officers at the Fulton County Jail this year. Take a look at this video. In March 2023, Kawana Jenkins was fired and arrested after this video was found of her performing a lewd act with an inmate that was videotaped with a contraband cell phone. In April, 33-year-old Juanquilla Anthony arrested for falsifying her timesheet, clocking over $130,000 in overtime. And in June, Akiba Stanley was arrested, accused of smuggling contraband into the jail for one of the defendants in the YSL trial.
It's definitely unethical.
The Fulton County Sheriff.
Okay. I mean, what is the deal, man? What is the deal? Okay, what is the deal here, man? This is out of control, people. This is out of control. This is out of control. So she was trying to smuggle some contraband. She was also in a romantic relationship with my man Eppinger. And so Ingram said, I can't do this. I can't be a part of this. I will not take this on because it's too close to home. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. This is one of the reasons why. This is one of the reasons why this particular case has been so messed up, is because of the corruption that is circulating within the county. Now, this is the thing. Let's say, for instance, all of them are guilty. Let's say they're all guilty. This is a what if, a hypothetical. They all guilty. But you're trying to use corruptive measures to make these gentlemen guilty. All because you miscategorized the case. You called it something that you shouldn't have called it. You called it RICO. You called it RICO. Okay? You have to prove that they were moving drugs, that they were doing all these particular killings and things of that nature in an organized fashion. You have to be able to prove that. So in order for you to prove a case of RICO, you have to have evidence that's linked to the defendants. The defendants don't have to prove anything. You are the prosecutor. You have to do all the proving. The defendants do not have to prove anything. They don't have to prove any evidence of anything. They have to disprove you. That's it. But they don't have to bring up any evidence. You're accusing us. But you're trying to coerce us to coerce witnesses. You're doing witness intimidation. You're having ex parte meetings. You got judges that's donating money to other judges for a large amount of money. You got inmates rocking out with deputies. You got deputies overcharging the state on their timesheets. Come on now. And at the time when you saw Kayla Bumpus, she had just turned into criminal defense. I believe at that time she had just left Paul Howard's office. So she went to criminal defense. That's why she said my client. Let's go ahead and take another look at this particular issue that's going on as we go ahead and share this real quick with you. Let's go ahead and take a look at this.
RICO case. We're talking about a Fulton County Sheriff's deputy arrested earlier today and accused of trying to smuggle contraband to a defendant in the case. This deputy, Akiba Stanley, in this mugshot here, in the past hour, the Fulton County Sheriff announced she has been fired. And we have learned she was previously fired from the Atlanta Police Department when an investigation found she was unfit to serve as.
What? She was at the Popo let her go. The Popo let her go.
an officer. 11 Alive's Natasha Givens joining us now live in studio tonight. And in the past few hours, we received the arrest warrant for Stanley. So, Natasha, what is going on here?
Well, there's a lot to unpack, Jennifer. The deputy is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with Christian Eppinger by communicating with him on Instagram, visiting his cell, and trying to smuggle items to him. Now, you may recall Eppinger is accused of shooting an Atlanta police officer last year. He remains behind bars tonight, and the deputy is too. Akiba Stanley took an oath to serve and protect, but officials say her track record as an officer is now criminal. Her arrest warrants detail her having an inappropriate relationship with an inmate, visiting his cell, communicating with an inmate through Instagram, and trying to smuggle contraband to Christian Eppinger from one of his relatives. Eppinger is accused of shooting a veteran Atlanta police officer several times last year while he was being taken into custody. He's also a defendant in the YSL RICO case awaiting trial. Stanley's charges include a violation of oath of office, reckless conduct, and conspiracy to commit a felony. But this isn't the first time her conduct as an officer has been questioned. According to state records, Stanley started working for the Atlanta Police Department back in 2016. But during a 30-day period, she received several complaints. Some are outlined in this investigation obtained by 11 Alive. It states her actions during traffic stops made her unfit to be an officer. The investigation also found other officers complained about her behavior. She was terminated from APD back in 2018. Post-certification records also show Stanley was ordered to complete a 6-month ethics and professionalism course at her own expense back in 2020. She then began working at the Fulton County Sheriff's Office last October. And in a statement late this
Okay. So that's who she is. That's who she is. It just gets worse and worse in Fulton County, man. I promise you it does. I promise you it does. This is nobody, exactly, right here, boom. Nobody goes by the rules in Fulton County. So this whole situation of the YSL trial is now in the hands of Paige Reese Whitaker, and she went to she got a bachelor's degree of science in political science. She actually graduated magna cum laude. She worked in the DA's office. She's like the chair of like the attorneys for women or something like that in Georgia. She's accomplished, but is she fair? Who knows, right? And there's not a lot of information I was able to find out about this new judge, but definitely I was able to find out some information concerning the fact that the reasons why she wanted to recuse herself, which is absolutely understandable reasons, okay? And so at the end of the day, we have to take a look and see what's going to happen in this case. But if you are the jury, do you find that the evidence has been proven without a reasonable doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt? If you're on the jury stand, if you're looking at this case, do you say to yourself, the prosecution has proven to me that this was actually a racketeer, influence, and corruption organization act that they did? Because the prosecution's side of things is over with towards August, I believe. I think August of next month is the last where they're going to present their case. Then after that, the defendants present their case. So then you'll see them asking a lot of questions and things of that nature to the witnesses and things of that nature. And don't forget who's on the witness list for the defendants: Judge Glanville, Attorney Love, and Attorney Hilton. They have been added to Brian Steele's witness list. Okay. Julie asks, do you think that all judges will recuse themselves? It's possible. If I'm a judge, I'm just gonna recuse myself. I will recuse myself from this. I would just be like, you know what, just take it out of the circuit. Just put it in a different circuit at this point. because we are not going to touch. I would not want to touch this case at all. I would not want to touch this case at all. At this point, they need to just stop with this trial since they can't get the right judge. I mean, exactly. I mean, at this point, but I do know something though. I do know one thing about Whitaker though. I do know that Whitaker, it's about 3 of the 6 defense attorneys has held like I would say fundraising parties for her. They have held some parties for her, fundraising parties. Now, I don't know which particular defense attorney has, but the current 6 attorneys, they know Paige Whitaker personally to the point where they have done things for her. You know, and I mean, again, remember, they all know each other, man. They all know each other. We read this before that, you know, judges give donations, lawyers give donations to other judges or other lawyers that's running for judge. It's not uncommon, but the amount though, $2,000, Judge Glanville, you know, that's a very a high amount for a donation to someone. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely something it has Mendacity all over it. It has Mendacity all over it. So I'm going to conclude right there. And so we're going to go ahead and dive into our next topic. But too much corruption. I wouldn't even deal with it at all. I think that I don't know, man. I don't know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Reese Whitaker takes the case, because she does know the defendants. Like I said, all right, she do know they have done some fundraising for her, and on top of that, if she do take the case, would you be surprised if Brian Steele starts asking for like a motion to dismiss the case or a motion for mistrial? Because there was a mistrial that should have been called in the opening statement of Adrian Love. I'm going to make a video about it. I have proof of it. Okay. That there should have been a mistrial that opened on her opening statement. There was supposed to have been a mistrial. When Brian Steele made a motion for mistrial in her opening statement, and he had a very good reason of doing it. And I am going to create a video about it. But I'm like, man, I can't wait to make this video for this. Julie said, I think she will recuse herself, and the next judge same, and so on. You know, I'm not sure. I mean, with so much, they're kind of tight. So I'm not sure if they will instantly recuse herself. But I definitely don't. I definitely believe that that there's gonna be a lot more motions than we normally used to here. So yeah, shout out to Judge Ingram for at least doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I give her at least she did the right thing. You know, she's like, look, my deputy was smashing one of the defendants, and they was romantic. She was smuggling stuff in the cell, all kind of look. I don't want to be a part of none of that. I don't know if they're going to be witnesses or whatever. So in the future, I'm just going to recuse myself right now. I'm not going to get involved at all. I'm not going to get involved at all. All right. So shout out to Judge Ingram for at least recusing herself off the rip, knowing that it don't look good. Even if it did not have precise evidence of bias and things of that nature, which it actually doesn't, but it don't look good. So I'm not going to do it. That's called integrity. She has a record of having an integral courtroom, Miss Ingram. She's going to keep that. She's not messing that up for nobody, including Judge Glanville or Fonnie Willis. I don't think. So shout out to her. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into the topic that that has been ringing amongst the nation, the world, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, a former president, Donald Trump. And so it's really weird what's going on. It's really it's quite disturbing, even people's reaction to it. um it's like they wanted him to get shot. And so, but there's so much evidence, and there's so many loopholes in this whole thing, because there are eyewitnesses that stated that they saw the gunman on the roof. There is, also um video of the gunman as well, um that is disturbing, to say the least. Thomas Crooks. And so we're going to deep dive into it just a little bit, and just bring a little bit of the reason why. First of all, I understand we all have differences, and I understand that we all have our own beliefs and our own political stuff, whatever like that. I do deep dive into politics, but I don't always talk about politics, because I think political conversations and ideologies create more division in my eyesight, and I understand both sides. So I don't dive into it, but what I do understand is that this country, we have exercised more rights and privileges, and we have gotten away from morals and values. And so all we care about is our rights and our privileges, and we try to make other people believe what we want us to believe, and because they have a right to do that, it's very dangerous game when you start going into all of the nuances of rights and privileges and political positions and offices and stuff like that. So I wanted to go ahead and look at, take a deep dive on this real quick, take a look at how this all began, what's going on, and some of the things that we have not really seen. I mean, in the news, of people who have actually seen it. I know a lot of people talk about the guy who had the red beard and all that kind of stuff, but there's other people who have seen the vantage point as well. And so they saw some things going on, and the hesitancy of the Secret Service, the hesitancy of the snipers on the roof. I mean, there's a reason why. A lot of people don't know. There's a reason why the sniper was actually facing that direction, and we have proof. We know, we see, we can see what's going on. And I'm telling you, they are definitely trying to make us think that we don't see what we see, and what you're not gonna do is try to gaslight me as if I didn't see what I just saw. All right. That is not gonna happen. So before we get and deep dive into this very, very crazy attempt, I mean, I'm an older millennial. I'm 41. I was born in 1982. My birthday is at the end of the year, so hey, I'm a long way from happy birthday stuff. But the last time we had an assassination attempt on the president was Reagan, and I think that was 1981, right before I was born. And so the way that the Secret Service, I guess, would say they evolved their rules and they evolved their protection, making the perimeter a little bit larger, things of that nature. You would think that this situation would not occur, especially since the gunman was 130 something to 140 something yards away. Like every last person, or every last building in that area should have had a man on the roof. Period. All of them. It was not. I mean, all of them. And so we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit. And I don't want to. I know, again, we are in a very, very strange time, man. Very, very strange time. And so I'm definitely not feeling the vibe of the United States right now, to be real with you. But let's take a look at what happened first. And we're going to deep dive into it a little bit. And we're going to look at how so close that this could have been a different type of event. So let's take a look real quick. Here we go.
Take a look at what happened.
Move his fair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawk out here. Get ready. You ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you. From what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
Wow. Very, very crazy moment. You know, it doesn't matter who you like as far as political personalities and things like that. You know, we fail to realize like Donald Trump has never been a politician. He's never been a politician. You know, he's always been a businessman. And so, but he's delved into businesses in an international way that he knows all the politicians. He donated to all the Democrats and Republicans and stuff like that, and who he supported and things of that nature. He's been at these private meetings that they talk and do all kinds of. He knows. He's an inside man. He knows. Do not get it twisted. He knows. And so, no matter who you are, no matter how you think of a person, wishing death on them, Jesus. You know, I'm so glad that we are not God. I'm so glad that we are not angelic and ethereal figures, because the way our hearts are in this country and the way our hearts are in this world, it's crazy. I mean, I'll put it to you like this: even the way that they're treating Joe Biden, I'm like, y'all gotta stop gaslighting us. We are not stupid. We are not stupid. Stop gaslighting us. The man been talking off since he became the president. Way before, even though he was talking fast and stuff, he was talking wrong a lot back in 2020 and 2019. All that. He still was. He was on the edge. And now it has elevated. It has accelerated to a place that's unheard. I mean, why is it? The man was on a debate with Trump, and the next day he was somewhere else flying. He was in what, Detroit, I think. Why? The man need his naps. My man Joe need his naps, man. This ain't elder abuse. This ain't elder abuse. What is going on? And this is the thing about, I don't know if anyone's been watching the Republican National Convention lately, but if you notice, his detail was all men this time. There was a lady in the front that was covering him like this, and she was like this little bitty thing. Trump is a big, tall dude, man. And all that pumping the fist, I would have dragged his behind out of there. Like, if I'm protecting you, you got to cooperate with me. You can pump your fist as we're walking out, but we're getting out of here now. I'm not waiting for you to do this. You can do this. on the way to the car as we cover you, but we rolling. If I'm assigned to protect you, I'm going to protect you. And so the fact that they saw a lot of women fiddling with their gun and trying to put it in the holster and couldn't do it, and then the guys are like hesitant too. There was this one dude. I got some stuff. Let me not get ahead of myself. I got some stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's some stuff going on. All right. Now, this particular, I want us to take a look at this in a very slow motion way of the head tilt. That slight head tilt that he did, we're gonna watch it from the actual event, and then we're gonna break it down AI style. Is that cool? All right, let's do this real quick. Look at this. Just take a look at it first.
You see something that said, take a look at what happened. You see something that said, take a look at what happened. Said, take a look what happened.
You see that? You see how close that was? How so just the slight tilt, and it would have went through his head, man. This is something that we're not understanding, dog. Is that is not, this is why, like, some people, this whole stage thing that people say, I don't understand what's going on. I think we're losing our critical thinking skills here. I think we have drunk the Kool-Aid of not trying to actually dig into things. The young man who shot the gun was a part of was rejected to be a part of a rifle club because he couldn't shoot well. He was practicing with these other guys on YouTube or something like that. They had a lot of followers, and he would go to the range that was not too far from where they were at. And he had been practicing his shot for a long time. And then, because he's not really a great shot in the first place, so how does someone, like, this whole thing is crazy. So I'm going to stage my assassination with a young man who can't shoot, so that way I can look like I'm already winning in some of the swing states anyway. I'm already ahead of the curve. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So we're losing. So it's the same thing as calling somebody crazy. It's dismissive. Since you're too lazy to try to understand a person, since you're so socially lazy and socially inept to understand someone from where they come from, I'm just going to call them crazy because I don't understand them. No, you lack the ability to have enough empathy and you're not in depth enough to try to connect with this person because you just want to get rid of it. You don't want to deal with the situation, so you just want to get rid of it, so you call it crazy. Oh, instead of me doing my research and doing all this other stuff, I'll just say it's staged. I'll just say it's staged, you know. And then I'm gonna do the black route thing. I'm gonna do that because, of course, it's just for him to look. You know, this is his way of winning the election. He was already winning. Y'all think he wasn't? This didn't have to happen. I'm telling you. I knew after the 4 years of Trump, because people keep forgetting he was the president before. You calling him an existential threat, and you talking about, and then Joe Biden in his letter to the Democrats, he said we're gonna put a bullseye on Trump. Trump should be on our bullseye and things like that. In a very high political time that we live in, you would say these words. Okay, fine. It is what it is. All right. But dog, after the 4 years of Trump, I knew Joe Biden was going to be the president. I just knew he was. I'm like, man, people, because people so caught up in personality instead of policy, they're like, oh, we're gonna get Trump, we're gonna get Trump out of there, and we're gonna get Biden in there. And now, the very first press conference that Joe Biden had, he did not finish a whole sentence, not one time. It's a difference between having age on you and having an issue with like your mental, like you're losing, you're forgetting things, you're this, that. The mechanics are not there, man. He's wandering off. He's not following his Secret Services, service agents. They telling him to come off the helicopter a certain way. He drifting off somewhere else. He got a doctor with him 24 hours a day. Somebody recorded a clip of him. Allegedly it appeared that he shattered himself. And then you know what they tell us? Joe Biden is this is the healthiest he's ever been. You're abusing this man. And he's so defiant, he don't care. And then they talking to him like a baby. Oh, Joe, you answered all the questions. You answered all the questions. It's dude. He's not a kid. He's the president of the United States. But guess what? He's aging, and he's not aging particularly well. So why would you put more on him? I'm just saying. I don't like a lot of Joe Biden's policies and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, he still don't have to be treated like this. Jeez, OP. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Even though Trump is older as well, he's younger than Biden, but he's old. He's old. But he has some competence. He has some mechanics that works for him. However, in this particular time in our lives, we do not have time to be getting gaslighted by the mainstream media here. Take a look at this AI breakdown of this right here. It just another thing that was just like, I was like, wow. Take a look at this.
Take a look what happened.
Right there. That's where he got hit. Then he missed. You see that?
Take a look what happened.
Oh. That's the miss. So the first one got him on the top of the ear. Right there. That's right. And then he grabs his ear. Then it missed. Then he goes right down.
Take a look.
Okay. Now that is something that they actually teach you. I believe he has like a junior military, like he grew up in some military time, that they taught him, like whenever shots are fired, drop down, drop straight down to the ground. Do not stand up for too long. And you could tell that it nicked him or something because he felt it, because the way he cringed, the way he pinched himself together and touched his ear, you could see that it grazed him pretty good. Right there, the graze. Then he like, oh my God, grab my ear. Then he drops. Unbelievable. Yeah, he staged that. Crazy. He staged that. Yeah, sure. Man, tell me anything you want to know. Tell me anything you want me to know. Trust me. But you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. Okay. That breakdown was crazy of how the bullet could graze right at the top. And then the next one missed. But you can see how he grabbed it. Because he knew that something hit him. He knew it. We were talking about the Secret Service. Take a look at this video. This is another thing that looks a little off. Okay? It just looks a little off. You all let me know in the chat what y'all think. Put a one in the chat if y'all feeling this real quick. Put a one in the chat if y'all good. Put a one in the chat if y'all having a good time with your boy, man. I appreciate everybody rocking with me right now. We less than an hour into the stream. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Jane Lee, what up, though? So that's it. They believe we are stupid. 100%. 100%. They believe that we are slow, like we don't see what we see, like we don't understand what's going on. Like Joe Biden is so healthy. Have you been seeing Joe Biden do that dumb jog he been doing? That dumb, stupid jog he tries to do to prove that he's healthy as a horse. And then in one video he failed. He tried to. Oh boy. It was one video he was trying to do his little jog, man. He was trying to get his jog in. And he failed, man. I'm like, oh, Joe, just walk normal. Just walk normal, Joe. Just walk normal, Joe. I see the ones in the chat. I see the ones. I see the ones. I see the ones. All right. Take a look at this video, and I want you all let me know what you think. All right. Let me know what you think. Take a look at this video.
So there's some buzz circulating around the internet that the Trump assassination was an inside job, and they're saying this video proves it. Look at this. Now this guy right here is a Secret Service agent, I imagine. He looks the part.
Right here.
He is coming over, and it looks like he's getting out of where a shot's about to come from. And he tells these people, hey, you might move over this way.
And you know, that's a little bit old.
And he's staying kind of crouched down, like he's expecting a shot to happen.
Take a look at what happened.
Oh, then a shot happens, and he didn't run to protect the president. He
Sure
stayed
did not.
ducked down. And I thought he's supposed to run and protect the president. But this guy is crouched down right there.
Why, boy, why you right there? Why for is you right here? Why for is you? Why for is you right here? You're supposed to be over here, bruh. You're supposed to be in all this area. That woman that was standing in front of Trump should have never been there. It should have been him. It should have been him. Why for is you over here? Why? I just want to know why. Let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. I appreciate you, Gene. Appreciate you. It's one Trump. It's one Trump was in the Army Cadets when he was young. That's what it was. He was in the Army Cadets. Yep. And that's where they teach you all the tactics about getting shot at and things like that. But why is he right here? Look at this. Now they chilling. He got the cameraman right here. This family right here, they chilling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, she got her hands on her hips. She like, yo, hey, baby. Why those guys on the roof over there? Baby, I don't know why they on the roof over there, but we gonna find out. Well, as long as Trump is fine, everything should be good. Out of nowhere, this guy gets moved to a different direction.
It was an inside job, and they're saying this video proves it. Look at this. Now this guy right here is a Secret Service agent, I imagine. He looks the part. He is coming over, and it looks like he's getting out of where a shot's about to come from.
I wonder how long this guy had been standing there before he showed up. I wonder, before he showed up to talk to him, I wonder how long this gentleman was just standing there chilling, minding his business with the camera in his hand. I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
He tells these people, hey, you might move over this way.
And you know, that's a little bit old.
And he's staying kind of crouched down, like he's expecting a shot to happen.
Yeah, he's standing straight up. Even this man is standing straight up. What you been down there for? What you picking up some money? I mean, normally when I've been down like this, I'm picking up some change. Okay. When I yes, I pick up change. Okay. I pick up change. All right. Yes. Don't sleep on change. Pick it up.
Take a look at what happened.
Oh, then a shot happens.
Shot happens and boom, boom, he down here.
And he didn't run to protect the president.
You see that? Now you see that? You see that? Hold on. Let me go back a little bit more.
Shot happened.
The shot happened, right? The shot happened. They immediately go this way. They immediately go in the direction of the president. My man's is right here chilling, dog. What is this dude doing right here, man? You supposed to be over there. You supposed to be over there, bro. Why are you over her? You supposed to be over there.
And he didn't run to protect the president. He stayed ducked down.
This lady right here is too short to be in front of him. She's too short to be in front of Trump, man. This lady is too short to be in front of Trump. And the man is still crouched on over here in this corner right here in this black area. Wait until he move it.
And I thought he's supposed to run and protect the president. But this guy is crouched down.
What are you doing over here? Unbelievable. What are you doing over here?
Right there. It's like
he's still crouched right there. Ain't moved not one muscle. Oh, it's staged. Ain't that what they say? Oh, this is staged. This is so staged. Are you kidding me? We got some witnesses. Let's see what the witnesses say. Let's see what the witnesses got to say. Let's go.
America correspondent who was there on the ground, and this is a witness telling Gary the moment that he believes the Secret Service took down the alleged shooter.
So we had a party here all day at the you can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely.
You know what he said? He had a rifle. We can clearly see that he had a rifle, and the amount of confidence he said that in, you know, this man ain't lying. We can clearly see that he had a rifle. He's bear crawling on the roof with a rifle. He said we can clearly see it's a rifle.
We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that?
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, man. This is what they do. Hey, y'all roll with me on this. Every news have their set of people in different cultures. All right. So just imagine him being the black dude to be like, yeah, man, he was over there, dog. He did this, that. This is what the white version of that is. Okay. Let's just be clear here. All right. Okay. But this guy right here, he said he could clearly see that this man had a rifle.
Going on the roof.
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service.
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this.
Why isn't it Secret Service on all of those roofs? Why not? Julie said with Trump, anything is possible. It's not like he hasn't pulled the wool over our eyes before. Just saying. I mean, look, Trump is not a politician. I keep saying this to people. He is a businessman that was able to become the president of the United States. This man is not a politician at all. He's not. He is a businessman. He's a president of a corporation called the United States of America. That's what he is. Governing the affairs of those that colonized us. That's all. We are getting way too over the top here. Way too over the top here. Anything is possible, but the Secret Service, I don't know, man. That look very, very cold-blooded right now. That look very, very cold-blooded right now.
This is not a big place.
Massive news coming from Pennsylvania as Donald Trump survives an attempted assassination.
So that's one person who said, hey, man, I saw everything. I saw that. I saw the van go up on the roof. I saw the rifle. He ran America like a business. Why? Because America is a business. America is a business. That's why he ran it like a business, because it is a business. This is not anything new. This is nothing new. America is a business. America has always been a business. This is why we have a GDP. This is why we have out of the GDP that lets us know how much money, how much revenue our country made, and all of those type of things. They tax us. They make money through taxes. Back in the old days, they called it tribute. You had to pay a tribute to your kings and rulers. Well, the United States said, and we're going to tax you guys too. Look at your check stubs. Look at your check stubs. They all different prices and sizes and things, because America is a business. America is a business. That's why he ran it like a business. It makes sense to run it like a business because it is a business. You run a business like a business. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Let's dive into this Thomas Chris cat real quick.
Today, investigators are learning more about the suspected gunman at Saturday's Trump rally in Pennsylvania. According to an FBI and Homeland Security bulletin sent to law enforcement nationwide, on the day of the Trump rally, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks purchased 50 rounds of ammunition from a gun shop in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Law enforcement sources say on the day of the rally, Crooks, a member at a local gun club, told his father he was going to a shooting range, and that's when his father allegedly gave him the...
Remember I mentioned that earlier about a shooting range? The shooting range where it was not too far from where the incident took place.
Rifle used in the attack. FBI investigators say while they've conducted hundreds of interviews and scoured his social media and phone, a motive remains unclear. Investigators are also looking into how Crooks successfully got onto the roof to fire shots towards the former president, killing one man and injuring two others.
And so what prevented this?
And the man that passed away and lost his life was a firefighter that was protecting his family. Man, it's been some egregious things being said about this whole thing. But check this out, though. I mean, look. She said gas, groceries, housing. Look, It's all under America. I don't care who. You can put a bottle of ketchup in the presidency. It doesn't matter. The president is just a figurehead. The president is just a figurehead. And there are certain policies that presidents and politicians will present. And whatever you are interested in, you vote for. If you voting per party, then you voting because you like all the things that party like. But if you voting policy, that means you're looking at both sides, because there's two sides to everything. So the gas was better. The groceries was better. You know the groceries was better. A head of lettuce, man, was not almost $3. The gas was better. The average was like $2.19, something like that, on average in America. I mean, really do your research on this. The taxes was actually lower. He raised the tariffs on other countries that import their goods and services so we can make money. He taxed them instead of overtaxing us. But have you looked around lately? Gas is $3.79, bro. And this is all based on, the reason why is because it's all based on a tax. There's a tax. Even gas, there's a tax. They tax the business. They tax the gas. This is the reason why there was a mobster named Michael Franchise. Michael Franchise was a mobster who went to prison for 8 years for racketeering. He owned a lot of gas stations, and he was able to deviate from paying taxes on it because back then they used the honor system to pay the tax, and he didn't pay it. He didn't pay it. so since he didn't pay it, he made money. He was racketeering like crazy for the family. He was underboss. So it's under. So look, it doesn't matter who you pick, man. It really doesn't. I mean, no, you can't. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because they have the money. They have the money. Joe Biden has the endorsements. He has the money. Donald Trump has the endorsements, and he has the money. And they pick them. And they pick them. And they pick them. This is the email. taybiztv@gmail.com. This is the email. They got the money. They got the money. That's all it is. It's a game, guys. Come on, man. Y'all don't know this by now? It's been a game. It's been a game. Who can do what the most? It's been a game. But there's certain instances where you got to pay a little bit closer attention. Like, I don't know. Something don't look right. I think I'm gonna lose a lot of people here. I think I'm gonna lose a lot of people here, man. It's okay. We can respectfully disagree with each other. That's fine. That is totally fine. But they got the money, and they got the endorsements. They got the power in their parties, in their political parties. So they already done picked them. They already done picked them. It is what it is. This young man that supposedly went to this range, there was a video of him that went out, and he said this.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
So, very interesting stuff, man. Just amazing how all this stuff comes about. What was that about? What was that about, huh? Take a look at this. Take a look at this again.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
Unbelievable. All right, here is another witness or another person who is reporting what they saw that day. I'm going to bring myself down here. Let's take a look at what this young man says.
Joseph Mine. He was sitting actually behind Donald Trump in the bleachers today when this all unfolded. I'm going to let him share exactly what he saw. It was a very harrowing moment that he was there for. Can you please tell us what happened, Joseph?
Yeah, it was the Trump. I was attending the rally. It seemed initially like firecrackers went off. It was very confusing initially because I knew it was gunfire, but I couldn't quite tell where it was coming from. It sounded like it was coming from behind the bleachers, and the man in the bleachers, kind of to the right of me in the bleachers, took a gunshot wound to the head. Was killed, and another woman. I don't know exactly where she was in the bleachers. I think she was either behind me or to the right of me. She got around she got hit in the forearm and hand. It looked like, but if she was wounded, she wasn't killed.
Can I ask you how you're feeling? Obviously, you just witnessed something terrible happen. A lot of chaos was in the room. How exactly are you feeling right now, Joseph?
It's something you don't expect. It's a bolt out of the blue, so it's very shocking. It's just, I think a lot of people in the crowd just thought it was fireworks going off. I knew immediately it was gunshots. I knew they were close. And then when I saw someone get hit and go down, that's when I knew it was probably serious. It was a lot of confusion. It's just massive confusion, throughout the event. I saw Donald Trump get hit. It looked like he was either, I was running my camera at the time, but it looked like he was just turning his head to the side. And it looked like he got grazed in the right ear with a bullet. I kind of saw that go on, and then I looked down, I saw that the man, died in the bleachers. There's just complete pandemonium. Like there was a bit of a delay, like there was a lot of confusion, but immediately, it seemed like more gunfire erupted. I couldn't figure out where that was coming from. And then, there was a state policeman there, I believe a SWAT team, showed up relatively quickly. They jumped the side. There was a fence, it was next to the bleachers. They jumped the bleachers and started clearing the bleachers. And then I helped carry the body of the man down out of the bleachers, and they took him to a tent behind the bleachers. We put a towel over his head, but he's deceased.
You were telling me before when we were chatting briefly that you never had a chance to make it to a Trump rally, that this was your first time. Yes. Would you feel safe coming back to another Trump rally?
Yeah, it's a very random event that happens. I feel safe generally where I go in the country. I think the problem is we have everyone seems very angry, and it makes you kind of I'll go to a Trump rally again, but I'll think twice. You definitely want to have your head on the swivel. It just seems like there's a lot of angry people out there, and I'm not shocked that this happened. I'm shocked that I was sitting there and it happened next to me. Obviously, you never anticipate that to happen, but it's just horrible. We shouldn't be at a level of political discourse in this country where this is going on. It feels like it's 1960 again.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Can you describe for me, Joseph, what happened after you saw the shots? And I was there as well. Secret Service was screaming for everyone to get down. They quickly tried to clear the area. I'm just curious what that process was like for you in the aftermath.
Very confusing. Like I said, I think everyone who was in the bleachers knew. It was initially confusing when the gunshots erupted. I think the crowd thought it was fireworks. I think someone thought they were playing a joke. And, the people were close to the people that got injured and killed, you obviously knew it wasn't a joke. And it seemed like there was a push-pull in the crowd. And that is, one half of the crowd on the far end of the rally thought it was some type of weird joke. The other half of the crowd knew it wasn't, was trying to push or impress upon the rest of the crowd that this is serious. And I think everyone got the idea very quickly that it was a dangerous situation, and everyone just started hitting the deck. And kudos to the Secret Service. Again, when you're in these situations, a second feels like it's an hour, but it seemed like authorities were there very quickly. It just seemed to me, like I said, I was sitting there, it seemed like the rounds came from behind, and they got this. They hit the gentleman in the head. He got a gunshot wound to the head, and the other lady was injured. And then I saw President Trump, get hit, and it looked like his right ear, but it seemed initially everyone was like half the crowd was in shock, and the other half thought it was some type of weird joke. And it took a bit for everyone to get a good understanding of what was going on. So,
you mentioned that you had spoken with the person who ended up falling, I believe you said, or he was
No.
with his whole family?
No, his family watched it happen. So they were in the bleachers when he got hit and he went
That's
down.
crazy,
I think
man.
they were trying to figure out what was going on. They were screaming for help. The body was, they put a towel over the man's head. The body was removed from the bleachers. Then the police came back, right after and tried to move the family, but they were all in shock. They weren't processing what was going on.
That actually, it was footage of that, where they were removing the gentleman's body, from the bleachers. And it's just crazy how things are happening right now, you know. There's another video here I wanted to share of a sniper, a former U.S. Army sniper, that had some things to say about this particular issue that took place, of this unprecedented assassination attempt that took place. And he's a former sniper, and Corey Capitori was his name, firefighter. And it's just sad that that occurred, you know. And so things like that, man, it's like, it's so, in the heat of the moment, it's so crazy. I mean, you know, I'm originally from Detroit. I mean, I've been shot at before. I've been shot at before, and it missed me. And let me tell you something. Your heart pumps and you run and you run. I'm telling you, my big behind was I was trying to get up out of there, you know. And I don't know if they thought I was somebody else or whatever, but I got shot at, and I never got shot, though. I never got grazed or anything like that. But that experience that I've experienced of getting shot at, I'm at the bus stop, man. The bus stop is right here, and it's a tree next to the bus. So, you know, there's the trees that they plant on the sidewalks. There's a bus stop right there, and I'm just standing there by the tree, like leaning on it, waiting on the bus. And some dude in a white car, or two dudes in a white car, one shoots at me, and it literally hits the tree. And then I run off in the opposite direction where they was trying to come at me with the car, so that way I could. So they going this way, I'm going in this direction. I'm getting away. And so, if you've never experienced it, I don't even know how the words to describe how jittery and how scary that is, man. So to be just talking casually to a group of people, and you just move your head a certain way right before the bullet was aimed at your head, man, you know that God is real. All right, for real. And so, and I don't play with that at all. Like, God was protecting me that day. Ain't no way I should be sitting here talking to you guys. Ain't no way. But so I understand that, and the whole thing about it. Look, stage, I'm not sure. I can't get with the stage thing, but I can get with the was it an inside job thing. Now that seems a little bit more realistic. Okay, so here it is. We're gonna get into this video real quick here. Former U.S. sniper talks about the assassination attempt from his vantage point, and he has some interesting things to say. Let's take a look at this.
Else. What kind of shot was this, Corey, from 130 yards?
Look, at the end of the day, this is a shot that your basic training boot camp soldier is requested to make within their 9-week period. This is one of the easiest shots, and they train all the way out till 300 or 500. And when I was doing the counter sniper, it wasn't with the United States Army. It was actually when I was with the State Department and was doing this exact thing, which is trying to look at going out with an advanced team, establishing what the perimeter is. And then as a sniper, when you would set up, you'd put together your range sketch or your range fan cards. And that would tell you where your 100, your 200, your 300, and you'd identify the areas of threat that you would be able to mitigate. And if there's multiple targets, you understand that your elevation and windage knob wouldn't have to be messed with, especially at 160 yards. You could literally just look, quickly glance, and know from the reference point, whether it be a building, whether it be a lone tree, whether it be a parking lot, maybe it's a road. bottom line is that this is massive negligence to the point of me speculating on what was intentional and what wasn't.
Wow. When you're doing a site survey and you're seeing this rooftop not that far away, why did it look like the counter sniper team was a little surprised?
You know, I can only speculate, and we'll have to wait until the investigation comes out, that they thought local law enforcement was potentially climbing up onto the roof when they saw a dark object on a light roof. But here's the issue.
Wait, you're saying maybe they misconstrued Crooks for a friendly for local law enforcement?
It's very possible. I don't want to speculate until the investigation is over, but the bottom line is that if you saw someone climbing onto a roof that you hadn't authorized any clearance on, it's got a clear line of sight. It's exactly adjacent to the shooting where the president was sitting, and you're talking about a pop shot, and you got people yelling, and there should have been comms. The minute that local law enforcement, who apparently had a rifle pointed on, there should have been an emergency frequent comms channel that they could have said, we have a shooter on the roof, shooter on the roof. Secret Service should have rushed the stage and immediately took the president and took him off, and then responded to the counter sniper. The shot should not have gone off. That is the failure in itself. You're supposed to be able to try, the best security is when you go in and you're actually able to prevent an incident, not react to an incident. Even if you would have left a law enforcement officer's patrol car in that parking lot with the lights on, that could have been a deterrent. But when you have nothing that is actually showing force protection, you're encouraging this. Look, I'm not sure about who the individuals are on the individual detail Secret Service, but I can tell you under this Biden administration, the one thing I've seen is massive DEI hires. And I can tell you, when you primarily go after DEI, you end up with DIE.
So when you have these counter snipers waiting until 8 rounds are fired, what accounts for that?
To be honest with
After
you,
the first shot, you get a return fire immediately?
the minute that a shot rang out, they should have already been on scope. Your spotter should have already have called the distance if you hadn't looked at your range card, and you should have immediately engaged.
Okay.
There should have been no reason to have waited a single second. Now, I talked to Eric Trump after the incident. Eric and I are both gun enthusiasts. We both shoot long distance. That right there is a pop shot. But he did say, I've gone out with the CS teams, and they are one of the best. He knows the service detail that's with them. They are loyal individuals who actually do care about the president. I can say that was relayed to me. But the bottom line is this is a massive security breach. This is a huge failure at negligence is at best. But we have to figure out why something within 200 yards. Think about this, Jesse, 200 yards. That means that an average rifle that holds 1 minute of angle would hold a 2-inch grouping if you just shot it straight off the deck, meaning on a platform. So now you're talking about 160, which is 1.6 inches is what its grouping capabilities are. The average head is what? 6'8", shoulder to shoulder is 20 inches, head to waist is 40 inches, and President Trump's a very large man. This is a shot that within 5 minutes I could teach you to make 9 out of 10 times. So this.
Wow. So actually it's closer than what a lot of people are saying. Even my man's here saying, hey man, this is more than just, somebody with just bad aim. Like it's so easy to be able to do this that he said even I could teach you about this. Like I could teach you how to shoot. Like it's not even that difficult in his opinion, in his expert opinion. And so that is something that is very, very interesting to me, And so a lot of times we again assume a lot of things when it comes to incidents like this, and we assume a lot of people rush to conspiracy theory. A lot of people rush to just listening to what other people say and being informed by mainstream media. One thing about conspiracy theory is that it's exactly what it is. It's a theory. However, once you have a realm of evidence, it becomes a conspiracy possibility. It's no longer a theory. Now you have things that's linked to each other. And what did we all see earlier? We saw a Secret Service that obviously was not in tune with what was going on. Obviously, something else was going on, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. We did see how the Secret Service is slow to get towards Trump when my man was crouched in the corner. All these things that's happening, and he said something about DEI hires. I'm telling you, when the first right in the walk-in of Trump at the Republican National Committee, all you saw were men. Now that's by, you mean to tell me you mean to tell me that was not by design? Like seriously. So, you could tell like, okay, somebody's talking, something's going on, man. The Secret Service director is not resigning. She already said that in a news interview. She's going to take a look and see what's going on inside of the inside the Secret Service and all kind of stuff. Stop it. No, you're not. No, you're not. Trust me. If or when Donald Trump become the president, trust me, that Secret Service is going to be an overhaul on it. Watch. It's going to be another, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired too. I said you was in the corner. You was looking in a different direction. You wasn't paying attention to me. For some reason, you wasn't paying attention to me. You should have been paying attention to me. Okay. This is this is not good. This is not good. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't help myself, man. I think Trump is funny, man. I'm sorry. Every now and again in life, you get these figures. They just be having so much comedy on them. You gotta have some comedy in your life. You know what I'm saying? SDD, what up, though? Says exactly. We do walk way too fast into a story without really detailing out the issues beforehand. Way too many quick decisions without recognizing your shortcomings. Absolutely. Like it's like, oh, he stayed immediately. Man, that was staged. See, that's like, man, that was this. Man, that was that. And it's like, you haven't even dove into anything of detail for you to come up with your outcome. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. There's a lot of people who have differences of opinion of this whole thing, and there's a lot of people on the left and the right that's talking about, Will Trump. He kind of set this up on his own. He kind of talked himself into this particular issue that happened, and I don't care about the other people. I don't care about this, that, and the third, and and he's Hitler. He's the new Hitler. He's the new whatever. It's like, this is all these things that people are saying. And then when you ask him, well, what does he lie about? What did he actually do? From your vantage point politically, that was just like totally just messed up. And then it's just everything. He just lies about everything. It's like, okay, sure. Okay, sure. It's like Lil Woody. I can see if he was Lil Woody. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust nothing Lil Woody say. You you can't do that. You can't trust Lil Woody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Lil Woody, man. But hey, he can't get in my car. He can't get in my car, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even the short woman, yeah, she was ducking. I mean, and again, this is the reason why when you saw the RNC walk, when you saw Trump walk in, man, he was walking in with all dudes, and them dudes was tall, man. It was some big boys, man. And I'm telling you, man, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing, man. So it's a matter of vantage point. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely gotta put things into perspective first before you jump into something, man. This is gonna be the last video I'm gonna play, then we're gonna close it out. But I was looking at Piers Morgan recently talked about this on his show, which is very, very, I mean, he's all the way in the UK, but some of the things that were said, right, is just like, it's kind of crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? It was some of it was like no empathy, no nothing about the even the attempt, and no balance of thought about it. Again, I'm from Detroit. I'm from the gut. I'm from the hood. I understand what's up. You know what I'm saying? I understand, how things rock. And I'm telling you, one of the things that you cannot lose in this world is your critical thinking skills, your common sense. They are trying to take your common sense away. I don't care who they, meaning all of them. All of them. Okay. No one, the political game is dirty. The political game is dirty. No one comes out the mud clean. So what you're basically doing is trying to pick the less muddiest person to be your president. That's it. This is the way they have designed the game to be. Who else is the less who else is not as dirty as the other person and got my vote, and they bank on it. And so that's what they'll do. They'll give you something so that way you can vote for them. Look at all these immigrants, illegal immigrants that's coming in. What you think they're gonna do? They're gonna have the right to vote. Watch. Who you think they're gonna vote for? Because a lot of people who would normally vote Democrat, they going in the other direction. They going to the right. You know, they sick of spending too much money on food. I mean, look at this statement. For real, you leave with 2 bags of groceries and it's over $100. Straight up. Yeah. Go to your store, go to your grocery store, your marketplace, wherever you go, and look at how much toilet paper costs, man. It's insanity. Yeah, a 12 roll is like $20-something for 12 rolls of tissue. Man, let's take a look at the Piers Morgan and the guest that he had. I think he had Destiny, and he had a young lady. I think her name is Charlie something. I forgot her last name. He had my guy from Young Turks, and he had Dave Rubin. So just take a look at this, man, and let me know your thoughts on this. I know this is a very I told you I'm taking a risk. I know this is not the topic that everybody want to hear and all that kind of stuff, but man, we gotta have some type of love in our hearts for each other, man. At some point, we can't be out here like this, y'all, hating each other and all this kind of stuff, man. It got to be some love, and people got to stop forcing their rights and privileges on somebody else that may not believe what you believe or may not think what you think. I can still respect your disagreement, but that don't mean you're gonna force me to agree with you. You got to respect my disagreement like I respect you in your stance, and then we can live peaceably. But once you try to force something on me, now we got a problem. Now we have a different problem. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So take a look at this.
Joining me now is commentator and streamer Destiny, host of the Dave Rubin Show, Dave Rubin, co-founder of the Young Turks, Czech Yuga, and the Outkick host, Charlie Arnold. Well, welcome to all of you. Czech Yuga, we've spoken a lot about this presidential race over the last year. Where are we now with this? Is it right to assume that 2 things have happened as a result of this attempted assassination? One is that Donald Trump has got exponentially more popular because people feel a real empathy with him for what happened. And secondly, that Joe Biden is more likely than not now to remain the Democrat nominee.
Yeah. So there's no reason to unilaterally surrender to Donald Trump now, but that's what it looks like the Democrats are doing. So I hope that they pick up the campaign to oust Biden again, because he's clearly not going to win. All the interviews are disasters. I don't want to surrender to Trump, but apparently Democratic officials are considering it, which would be just keeping Biden in the race. That is a form of surrender, because they don't want to waste any of their so-called talent because they're so despondent about the race. I think that's pathetic. They should fight. And if they have a new ticket, they still have a perfectly good chance of beating Donald Trump. Now, I do want to say, though, there's a second topic here. Your interview with Corey Mills, Representative Mills there, I think it was dangerous and wrong. So you guys said, oh, well, this shouldn't be a partisan thing and we should turn down the rhetoric. And then you implied that maybe the Secret Service or the Biden administration allowed the shooting to happen.
Well, no,
that's
nobody.
Nuts. That's not turning.
Nobody.
No,
nobody
you definitely
that.
did.
And
you definitely did, Pierce.
Well, I certainly did.
So check this out. Look at this though for a second. You definitely did. Okay, he did. First of all, you're using words like literally he said something and he never said what he just said he said. So again, that is the trying to be loud to make you look like you're right situation. All he said was he said something looks odd. If something looks odd to you, that means you're trying to figure it out, and you see what you see, but you don't understand why you see what you see. You're trying to figure out why was this even able to happen in the first place. He's going into this. Oh, he's going right into the defense because he don't have any other argument right now. So this is kind of crazy, man.
You kept talking about, oh, well, look, I'm not saying conspiracy theory, but hey, it's so easy to find. And why didn't they find it? You didn't just say negligence.
Hang on, I didn't.
And forget about you, Corey Mills.
Right, okay.
He didn't say,
Just to
oh,
be
hey,
clear,
look, hey.
Okay.
He said maybe it's not just malpractice. Maybe it's not just negligence.
I didn't.
What does
I
that
didn't
mean?
say that.
Is a lunatic suggesting?
Am I allowed to respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I didn't say anything that you just said.
No.
Secondly, he did raise the specter that there's something very odd about all this. And by the way, there is. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either, but the idea that the President Trump, who was recently the President of the United States and is very likely to be again, was shot from 150 meters by a kid with an AR-15 who was seen by spectators nearly a minute before he unloaded 8 bullets in the direction of Donald Trump, is very, very strange. And if you don't think it is, then I think you're being a little bit disingenuous. Now, what is the nature? What is the nature of that strangeness?
You are a conspiracy theorist.
Do you see this dude? This dude is wild, man. This dude is wild, bro. Oh man, people just want to hear. They just want to hear themselves talk sometimes, man. This dude is wild right here.
We don't know what's happened here, right? But no one can yet give a legitimate explanation as to why this could possibly have happened.
Piers, if you say it's negligence, I'm with you. If you say it's malpractice, okay, I get it. 160 feet, why is he on the roof, etc. But you're clearly implying that it is odd, as in not negligence, but something that was planned. I don't.
The fact that negligence of the fact that protection was negligent of the president of the United States or former president is already odd in and of itself. In and of itself, it's already odd. Yes, his opinion is bullshit. I love it. I love my chat, dog. I love Biz Nation, man. Hey, put a Biz Nation in the chat. Everybody put SDD in the chat real quick, man. Everybody put SDD in the chat right quick. He said his opinion is bullshit, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. James, I am a conspiracy theorist, but because I don't trust our government. I listen. I'm not mad at conspiracy theories. I'm telling you, I dove deep into conspiracy. All right, I done had the black suits at my house, everything. I'm telling you, man. They took my Wi-Fi, my modem, all kind of stuff. I had a subpoena. I'm telling you, man. I done deep dove into some stuff. I'm telling you, man. So I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that the Secret Service is already acting negligent is already odd. That's odd all by itself. You are not supposed to be negligent when you're protecting a former political figure like your former president. I don't care who he is. I don't care if you love him or hate him. George Bush Jr., Obama, Trump, Biden, whenever he's out of office or if he's still in office, whatever, there should be some protection for all of them. Period. Like, that is not the fact that you're negligent on all of these is that's not odd. It's not odd that you saw a man crouching in the corner and not running towards the president to protect him. Instead, you let a little short woman to cover the front of Trump as he got up. That's not an odd look. Stop it. Stop it.
No,
by
I'm
the
not.
government.
No, I'm not. I don't know.
Hey, get out of here, man. What the hell? Jesus Christ with these lunatic Republicans. Total lunatic Republicans. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me your lunatic conspiracy theory about how
I don't have any. I don't have any.
Now, what we just saw was staged.
Conspiracy theories. Do you not think it's odd, Cenk Uygur, that this kid could
it's crazy
stroll
that
across a roof unmanned and just fire off 8 bullets at President Trump from 150 meters? Do you not find that odd?
So I find it deeply troubling. I think that there should be an investigation to see how they screwed this up. I think the fact that they didn't get there on the roof quicker speaks poorly of them. On the other hand, can we acknowledge that the Secret Service surrounded the president and would have taken a bullet for him and would have?
He's missing the point. It should have been a Secret Service agent on that roof already. You moron. This guy is slow. Should the Secret Service got to the roof faster? Yeah. But they should have already been on the roof. It's within the parameters of you doing a sweep. You are 1,000 feet sweep. It was within 150 some yards. You should have been on that roof. There should have been Secret Service on all those roofs. Period. The fact that they were not even there in the first place doesn't make sense. When it's in the actual area of where you're supposed to do your sweep anyway. Whoever's in charge should have been like, I need a man up there on that roof. I need a man back there. I need a man here. I need a man here. You should be delegating. You should be leading.
Died for him, but all they're getting now is odd conspiracy theories about how maybe.
Actually,
aren't you implying? Hold on, Piers, you tell me. Aren't you implying that they let it happen?
No.
Aren't you implying that?
No.
Obviously, what does odd
No.
mean? What does odd mean?
No,
Go
I'll
ahead,
tell you what
odd means.
I'll tell you what odd means.
He is
odd
hot, dog.
means that the Secret Service's primary
You don't know
function
what odd means.
is to preserve the life of whoever is president of the United
Me
States.
too.
Right? And they
Me
allowed
too,
this
Junior.
roof to be unmanned.
Allow.
Well,
You use the word allow.
Okay, somebody made a decision not to have that roof patrolled, even though, as
You
we've
don't
heard-
even know that.
Hang on. Well, somebody did because it wasn't patrolled.
No, that's also not true.
Well, it is.
So look,
it is true.
Pierce,
This man is crazy. This man is nuts.
Piers, we don't know the last time they looked at that roof. We don't know if they looked at it and then the guy crawled on.
Here's what we
afterwards.
do
Now
know.
you mentioned.
Here's
Hold
what
on,
we do
hold
know.
on.
There was nobody on the
you
roof
mentioned-
from the Secret Service. Why?
So you're telling me that you know that under Biden, Trump, and all the other presidents, that every roof had a Secret Service person on it in
Can you
every
ever
rally.
remember?
You don't know
can
that.
You, ever
You don't know that.
Can you ever remember a president or presidential candidate who was a president giving a speech at a public rally where a roof 150 meters from his head is unprotected by Secret Service? Can you name one?
Exactly, Gene. Look, I'm not, man, if that was Biden, I'd be like, yo, how did that happen? It's still strange. Replace it with any president you want to replace it with. The president is the political figure as well as the leader of all things economics, wealth, commonwealth, when it comes to United States policy, all kind of stuff. You mean to tell me 300 feet away or so that you couldn't see, like you had the scope on the dude? There was nobody already there, already on it. Come on, man.
How the hell would I know that? How the hell would you, Piers? How the hell would you know that? You don't know anything.
I am told.
So
by,
if you say to me,
I've been
hold
told-
on. If you say to me,
I've been
let
told
me
by
answer.
listen. I've been told by many experts in the last 36 hours.
Experts, like that lunatic Republican you just had on, who's an expert.
Actually, no.
Talking about, oh my God, oh yeah, I'm not
Well,
so.
well, he was
I don't
also-
think it's just
okay.
negligence. Then what does that mean?
Okay.
Then you think it was allowed?
Actually,
You
the
think it was
congressman.
planned.
Actually,
who planned it? Who planned it?
Actually, the congressman that I spoke to was on the sniper protection detail for Joe Biden when he was vice president. He probably knows more
You do
about
this
it than
slow.
you do, with great respect. Unless
Okay.
you're about to tell
Exactly.
me you are a covert sniper protector. Are you?
No, I'm telling you that we don't know anything about when they checked the building. We do know that there was the red-haired guy who talked to the BBC. He told the cops, then the cops showed up. It's not like they didn't show up. And so if you say, hey, we
You
should
slow.
investigate and find out when was the last time they did the perimeter check? When did
Something wrong with
they
him.
get on that roof?
So something wrong with this guy. Something's wrong with this dude. Because there is no way in the world he could actually believe this. Bruh. We don't know if anybody was, we know this. There was nobody on the roof in the first place. Period. And the roof is walking distance from the podium where Trump was standing at. That's what we do know. We know that. This is absolutely insane. Insane.
Happen. The idea you have a perfect vantage point over Donald Trump from 150 meters at a public rally, given how divisive and polarizing he is, given how vehemently some people hate him, and given the threats of violence he's had on many, many occasions, the idea that that roof remained unmanned by Secret Service is to me very bloody odd, Cenk. Yes.
So you are implying that there is a chance that it was planned.
No, I'm not. I'm implying
That's literally what you just said.
Literally what I'm doing is implying that there's something we don't know about what's happened here, and we need some
Okay,
answers.
then what would it be?
We need some answers. I have no idea. I don't know. Now let me go to some of the other panelists because we've expended a lot of energy on this. I think, Cenk, you have to go, so I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling me a conspiracy theorist. Thank you for joining me. Let me go to Dave Rubin.
Anytime.
All right, thank you. Let me go to Dave Rubin.
He is such a hole.
Dave Rubin, this is the problem. If you can't raise questions, serious questions about what's happened here.
Now, this dude right here used to be a hardcore liberal. He used to be a hardcore liberal, man. Used to be his keywords. And he doesn't necessarily go all the way extreme right either, which I understand. Again, that's okay, man. It's okay. But just listen to this dude articulate his thoughts on this.
Suggest that it's odd without being branded a conspiracy theorist by people like Cenk Uygur. There's a bit of a problem, isn't there? I mean, it seemed to me, not just negligence. There's something very strange about this whole incident and how it unfurled. I have never seen members of the public nearly a minute before a shooting at a president raising the alarm and telling people the guy's on the roof. Have you?
Yeah. Well, Piers, I haven't been on camera with that guy in about 8 years, but I'm just reminded of the brain-piercing, serious headache you get listening to him. You just laid out very calm and cogent questions as to what happened to the man who is the ex-president and could be future president of the United States. There was either a catastrophic failure, which we're all acknowledging, or something more nefarious. All we can do is ask questions. The redheaded guy with the visor who was interviewed on the BBC saying that it was probably about 2 minutes, and we'll find out the exact details on that, about 2 minutes before, where he was warning law enforcement that there was someone on the roof. Well, in 2 minutes, Piers, right now, I have an IFB in my ear. I have a microphone right here. That's what all of the agents around there have. And they're all connected to a network of people who are telling them where to look and what to do. I'm not of course, and I'm not an expert in this, but we all know this. Corey Mills happens to be an expert, and your interview was quite good with him. So the idea that 2 minutes went by and nobody looked at the roof, and by the way, the Secret Service director is now saying the reason they didn't have anyone staged on that roof was because there was a slope on the roof, and they didn't want one of their agents to get hurt. I mean, I've got roofers out on my roof right now. There's a little bit of a slope. They have special shoes. They make it work. The whole thing is insane, but I would say at the political level, this has re-energized not just the Trump base, which was energized, but this new wide swath of disaffected liberals and UFC fighters and NFL players and just good, decent Americans to realize that Donald Trump is not the enemy right now. And this fake call for unity. Yes, I would like unity in a land of unicorns and everything else, but you can't on one day spend 4 years basically calling the guy Hitler and his supporters Nazi. Then he gets shots, and now we should have unity is just nonsense. I'm sorry.
And also for the current president of the
Yo, man. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. I want to do one more thing here, because there was another witness that saw what happened. And his name is Robert, and he is also an eyewitness. They just keep talking about the redhead dude. But there's other witnesses besides him, okay? And we're going to go ahead and look at this real quick, play this 5-minute clip, and then we're going to close out. Check this out real quick.
Right now, we're joined by another guest. His name is Robert Philpott. He's from this community, from Butler. Robert, come here and talk to us, if you will. You can come a little closer. Sure. You stopped us here. We're here doing our show, and you stopped us, and you wanted to talk to me, and you wanted to tell me something. We just heard the mayor there of Slippery Rock talk about the other Butler rally that he had been to. You were talking to me about that rally as well. Tell me the message you wanted me to understand, because there was something different about that rally versus this rally that you noticed.
Yeah, my daughter and I went, I guess it was 4 years ago, at the Butler Airport, not even 5 miles from here. It was an awe-inspiring event. We were just like, wow. But the one thing we noticed, we walked in there, and her and I, you know, we're close. And the one thing we noticed that the airport has a lot of hangars, buildings kind of like this, but they hold planes. Every rooftop of every hangar had 3, 4, 5 guys on top of it. With
When
guns.
you say guys, snipers? Law enforcement with long guns on top.
Long guns, yes. And even some of them in the sniper position, just scanning everywhere. And my daughter turned to me.
To the point where you got there, you noticed them right away.
Immediately. It was the first thing she said to me. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Dad, look at this." She goes, "I never felt so safe in my life." Those were her exact words.
This is 4 years ago in the rally by the airport.
Correct.
The other airport.
Right.
Okay.
So she didn't come with me this time because she's eight months pregnant, and the heat and everything else, but she really wanted to. So if that was so much on our minds there that we talked about it for, I don't know, we just talked about it. We were like so awe-inspired by the, wow. First thing I did when I got here yesterday was I did a complete look around at every rooftop. And I said to myself, that's strange. I don't see one.
A regular guy.
Nothing. I don't see anything. And I just thought that was kind of weird.
And at what time is this when you're sort of looking around trying to see what you saw 4 years ago?
It's probably about, 4 years ago, we noticed
today. I mean, or yesterday. What time was that when you started looking?
Probably about 2 hours before he came on stage.
Okay.
But I didn't stop looking because it's something that was in my mind because of it was so noticeable back then, but it was also just as noticeable not being that way.
And then did you notice, because on that barn right there, that's where the law enforcement snipers were that engaged with the alleged assassin. Did you notice them?
I did not. I noticed nobody because I scanned every roof. And I just thought it was strange because when they show the Google Maps looking down, it really doesn't give the entire picture of the area because right beyond that, there's all kinds of buildings. And that's why I looked around because...
You're saying there's a lot of high points. If somebody was on another roof and wanted to fire towards the
right
president.
across 68 right here,
yeah,
there's a big sports complex that has a high roof. I knew the AGR building because I know of it.
That's where the assassin was planted on top
Correct.
of.
I was going to park there
Yeah.
because I know a lot of people coming from they don't know the area. And I'm thinking that would be a great place to park. It's close. It's real close. I could park right there. I'd be out quick because it's right off the main road.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
we're going to park there and then you decided not
Yeah, but I decided not to because there was so much traffic on this main road that I couldn't get to it. So I
couldn't get to it. Did you even drive by? Did you see it?
I drive by it every day.
It's easy because I drove by it as well. It's easy to walk into, essentially. Like if you were to drive over there, you could walk right into it.
Well, that's why I was going to park there because I knew that. But I decided not to, only because the traffic was so bad that it would have taken me an hour to get to it.
Yeah.
So I just parked further down and walked in. But it was I still can't process it. I think that's why I came back here today because I wanted to look at the where I was at and say, how lucky are? I mean, somebody died. That's a shame, but I still can't. I mean, last night I was up all night. I don't even think I slept well, thinking I just can't believe it. I'm just
you
still
couldn't believe
shocked.
what you saw.
I can't believe why. I mean, I think the big thing is the why. I mean, have we really come to that point? I mean, I do remember when Reagan was shot. That was that was different, but that was basically the last time. And I'm still, like, I called my daughter, I called my girlfriend, and we were in tears. We were in tears because as I'm walking away, I walked away from the gunshots. I mean, that's the first thing I did was walk away. And there were vendors with Trump supplies, probably as long as this row here. And this one guy's on the phone and he screams, "They just shot Trump. He's down." So I immediately got on my phone and called somebody. And I called my girlfriend. She's in tears going, "Trump is shot. Trump is down. Trump is." And then I froze. I didn't know whether to go out, whether to go in. I just stayed there. And I'm like,
I think a lot of rally goers were probably just like you, Robert. They didn't know what to do, and they were in shock, and they're still in shock.
Thanks for watching. Stay.
Man. So from the last rally that he was at, he saw a lot of security. But this particular rally, he didn't see a lot of people on the rooftops and stuff like that, even though the building is literally across from where Trump was at. So I wanted to just go ahead and just do my deep dive and dissect a little bit of the whole situation. Again, it's something that I haven't witnessed in my lifetime of me living. And it's something that I think will be remembered for a very, very long time. And you better believe that it's going to be a lot of changes with the Secret Service, no question in my mind. So thank you all so much for rocking with your boy today. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you. Thank you for liking the video. Yo, I have some great mods, man. I got some people, I got some great subscribers, man. I thank you all so much for rocking with your boy, man. This has been a very, very interesting video. Let me know what you all think, though. Let me know what you all think. Email me your thoughts if you want to. Again, my email is TayBizTV and at gmail.com, and go ahead and shoot me an email and let me know what you're thinking. I got your email, Julie. I'll look at it soon. I'm definitely kind of like still a little bit like my man said. Oh, no doubt, man. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the update, Pete. Man, thank you so much for sure. Thank you, Tay Biz, for bringing us the info. Absolutely, no doubt. That's what Abundance says. Please like the video on your way out. Absolutely. Said they tried to get the Secret Service not to protect them anymore. I see. I mean, that's what it is. It seems like it's an inside job. It seems like it's this, and then it also seems like negligence at the same time. So when Piers Morgan said, "I don't know," you really can't tell at certain points because everybody got a different story. You know what I'm saying? But the beautiful part about having the ability to think for yourself is to be able to trust what you see and trust what you know, and do your research, do your critical thinking, and things of that nature. But we definitely need to continue to start thinking, continue to think for ourselves. Hey, yo, also, look, we found out about Judge Ingram. She recused herself. All right. She recused herself. We read the official order, and we understood why. We took a little deep dive as to why she recused herself. That's in the beginning of the video, so go ahead and rock out to that if you haven't. But this has been a very, very interesting video. Again, I wanted to take a risk and talk about something a little bit differently besides just YSL and things like that, and other things that I may talk about in my other videos and stuff. But I wanted to just really try to take a deep dive and really so we can process what actually happened, because what actually happened is we won't probably it won't happen for years, for way past our lifetime. And so a lot of times when you go through certain things in history, you be like, man, you be like, man, I went through that. I lived through that, And when people learn history, they learn it from a speculative perspective. But if somebody like witnesses like that we just saw, they were there, they can actually talk about what they saw and how they were there. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely want to say thank you and shout out to everybody that supports the channel. Shout out to everybody that's live in the chat. I appreciate you all so much. And man, if you want to support the channel, go ahead and you got the information in the description, man. You want to do a super chat, it's totally up to you. I appreciate all the love and support, but as long as you like the video, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff, but it'll come when it comes, man. But like the video, share the video, man. And I just want to say I appreciate you all. I love you all. And until next time, it's your boy Tay Biz TV. Love.
know I brought that with me. Case they get too iffy. Baby, don't stress, don't sweat it. Put it all on my baby. Know how I'm coming, and they know what we hate. Around through that left side, low end. All of mine need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out. Cause my young hitter might go in. Uptown GN, working all through my weekend. Hoping these don't show out. Cause all of my hitters too deep in. With the boy, I'm so shame. Ain't worried about long as my money and my green. Baby, I ain't got work tomorrow. Tell me what the business is. Ain't about no club hop. I'm trying to start some businesses. Shorty, you thought it was, they better know it's not that. Talking all that online, they knowing that it's not fake. Sliding through my hood, I make maneuvers like a Uber, baby. Got a 10-year plan, these can't tell what they doing lately. And I'm way too clean, I'm Listerine, I thought they been knew it. All in my lungs, I got my red cup full of that Henny fluid. Young middle Mac, I'm swinging that leg, I'm banging that do or die. And I ain't that Lily before I get crucified. Living in my bloodline, this place in my family tree. How the they pressed, I did my best out of what they handed me. Straight out of that country, know my shawty thick as human air. And I need not mention no extensions, that's human hair. Boy, we grew in there. Around through that left side, low end. All of mine need more wins. If you got beef, don't come out.